Okay, spoiler alert, we made it. Yes, we made it. We are here in the Marquesas Islands. But I wanted to make this video for a couple of reasons. One is after our last video, and I will put a link to that below, a lot of people asked us, we cannot wait to hear the recap. Is it what you expected? Was it different? So we're gonna give a little recap and then where are we going from here? Now to answer that question, is it what we expected? I thought it would be good for each of us to come up with one word to summarize our 24-day and night passage. So what's your word?
Well, we talked about this. So my word is a grind. It was 24 days, as we mentioned, as you just mentioned, as we mentioned on some of the posts that we put out, that it was 24 days of nonstop 24/7. And we were all over the map. There were some times when it was what we expected. There were many other times when it wasn't what we were expected for a variety of different reasons. So, and after 24 days of nonstop, I guess grind
yeah.
To me is and I don't say that in the most negative way. I just say it in the most honest way that getting through it to the very end, 24 days, when you look on a calendar, you say 24 days, it doesn't seem that long. 24 days when you're actually out there doing it. We didn't see a single boat. We didn't see a single freighters, cargo ships.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No land, no people.
No land, no people.
So,
right.
So my word is relentless. And that is how it felt. And I don't know, and it's a little like Paul says, it's not necessarily a negative word. It just is non-stop. And I think a couple of things. Maybe our expectations were not quite where they should have been on how big of an undertaking this was for two people. I would say the majority of people have crew or help or more people, and it was just the two of us, so it's 3-hour shifts around the clock, 3 hours on, 3 hours off, 3 hours on, 3 hours off. And so that's relentless. But also, we put a lot of faith in the weather tracking, routing tracking models that we use and we follow and we pay for. And I will say they just weren't very accurate. And so I think Paul and I are both very logical planners. And when it was so far from what we expected, I think that's when it became endless. And I remember those of you who know me know I do my yoga mantras. My 2 a.m. mantra really at some point became, please make it stop. Because it was high winds, big seas, bad seas, and it just really didn't stop. Now, having said that, I don't want to go on and on about that this was horrible, because it really wasn't horrible. There were, look where we are now, right? Absolutely gorgeous, relatively uninhabited island in the French Polynesian Islands. And we learned so much, and it was really for the two of us, it was such a fantastic bonding experience that I don't regret it for a second, not even for 1 second.
We said we wanted to go after an adventure, and we didn't know what it was going to be like, and that's exactly what we did.
It's a strange kind of phase when you let go, let your life flow like a river. Break away from material ego. You never know what's around the corner for you. We all got our beefs and our struggles, but we keep on trying to hide it. Working so hard to keep it together. Maybe it's time that we let go.
So then that leads us to, where are we going from here? Well, let me back up one step. One thing we learned when we landed, finally pulled in, dropped anchor in the Marquesas, neither one of us is very good at slowing down. And part of this lifestyle is slowing down. And that's been, I think, a challenge for both of us. And we're learning to adjust to that. So part of what we're experiencing in the islands is that adjustment. We're working on that. We've been going since as long as we both can remember. Decades. And so it's a little bit of a challenge to slow down, but that's what we're trying to do, is slow down. So we're working on that.
Moving on, one step at a time to something better.
Now the question is, so now what? What is our plan?
I would like to talk about our first week that we had in Nukuhiva.
Okay. Yep.
So we spent, we landed, we got rested up, we got a couple good days of sleep, and we spent a week, maybe 8 days in a their second big, no, I guess it's their largest city called Nukuhiva. And that was very pleasant. Big bay, great anchorage. We had restaurants, whether you wanted to go to nice resort restaurants or whether you wanted to go to little local snack shops. We got our share of French. Well, you got your share of French and I let you do all the talking.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Saw people from all around the world. That was fantastic. It was a cool little tropical town that, and we learned this with Ensenada. The more you stay, the more you learn about the locals. The local customs, what's going on, how their life is, the more interesting it gets and the more endearing it gets. And that's exactly how it was. Stayed there for a few days and then we came to this more isolated bay as we wanted to explore more. So that was a fantastic experience. And we did, after we got things kind of settled down, we restocked on groceries, we did those types of things. And then it's just kind of, well, let's get into a little routine and let's slow things down and let's enjoy the moment.
Deep in a world of secrets, that's where you find the magic. Easy to disbelieve it, difficult to imagine. We are unstoppable if we break down the walls,
Right. And that's what we're working on, is enjoying the moment, slowing down. We've been in this bay for about 5 days. And you can see there's nothing here. There are no restaurants, no markets, no anything. So that also has been an adjustment, but it's so beautiful. And we paddleboard in and snorkel around. And it's just been really, really wonderful.
All got our beefs and struggles, but we keep on trying to hide it. Working so hard to keep it together. Maybe it's time that we let go.
So moving on from here, we are going to explore more of these islands and then go to what's called the Tuamotus. And why don't you tell them a little bit about the Tuamotus?
It's an archipelago, and what that really means, it's a bunch of volcanoes that have become dormant. They have sunken, so they're still at the level of the ocean, but the center crater has sunken in, so you go into through entries and you go into those lagoons inside there, and some of them are big enough that they got towns and townships. Others are just completely uninhabited with some palm trees and can be very risky and remote. So
stay tuned and subscribe if you're going to want to see footage of that, because we're hoping to get really good footage, because it's supposed to be very, very cool looking, those atolls.
So we're thinking that's about 10 days out.
Yep.
Moving on, one step at a time to something better. We're moving on, one step at a time to something better. Say we're moving on, one step at a time to something better.
And then after that, the next thing on our plan is to go to Tahiti, where my wonderful sister is going to fly us our replacement Starlink, which ours quit working on passage and that kind of sucked. But anyway, she's flying it into Tahiti for us, and so that'll be really fun to see. My sister and hopefully brother-in-law are going to come there. And then it's Bora Bora, Fiji, and who knows? So that's our plan.
That's it.
And stay tuned.